Hello, welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. The date is March 26, 2024. So today we're going to talk about something that is very basic, but it's a lot harder than most people realize. Now, one of the things that I hear people talk about all the time when they're watching UFC or kickboxing or stuff like that is people will say, why didn't he just grab the leg when the guy kicked? It's so obvious. Why didn't he just do this or do that? It's so obvious. It look obvious on the side because you don't have someone trying to punch you in the face, elbow you on the head, and like a million audience in the crowd, and you don't have $1 million on the line and all that stuff, all that pressure on your mind. When you're actually in there, never mind the actual UFC fight. If you're just sparring, those of you that done enough, I'm not talking about like that foo-foo semi-contact or no contact sparring stuff. That stuff is easy. Okay, if you have done enough full or hard contact sparring where you are actually going to get hurt if you get hit, you will know that it's totally different. Okay, when your whole psyche is focused on not getting hit and trying to get some hit of your own in, then a lot of time you are not going to see that kid coming in time to defend or do all that fancy grab the leg and take down stuff that you're thinking about from the audience point of view. So today we're going to narrow this down to front kick. Now, I'm not just talking about this, just one of that snapping front kick that you guys see in your Krav Maga or MMA, where you bring your knee up and then push your foot forward. Basically, the big stump that Andre the Giant likes to do. Okay, that's not the one I'm just talking about. I'm talking about all the kicks that come from this front center line. Okay, so we're not talking about roundhouse kick. We're not talking about side kick. We're not talking about the spinning back hook kick stuff. Uh, we're just talking about front kick. But even then, front kick, there's so many varieties. Luckily for us, defending against them is not that complicated. I already said it's hard, but it's not complicated. As long as you understand the principle and you don't miss the cue, then it's not that complicated. We're going to I'm going to quickly show you guys how different front kicks can look. Because a lot of times, even for me, when I've been training for almost 40 years, I sometimes fall into the trap of thinking a front kick is a front kick. Okay? Because in my head, when someone says front kick, I'm thinking of the standard front snap kick or front push kick. Okay? And this has come back and bitten me on the butt before, where I'm demonstrating with somebody for the first time or sparring with somebody for the first time, and then either the person say they're going to throw a front kick, or I tell them, okay, go ahead and throw a front kick, and I'm thinking about this snapping forward, stumping forward kind of kick, and then they go like this, right? They swing their legs straight up. This is basically a groin kick, a very high traveling groin kick. This is how you throw a groin kick in Krav Maga. But yes, to some people, that is the front kick, right? Because not everybody can bring their knee up and kick like this. Some people, they don't have that flexibility. Some people, their front kick is like this, okay? I don't know if you guys, if the camera is low enough to pick up what I just did. No, they're like, they barely lift their knee. They basically tilt their hip and stump forward. Okay, now that is called a stump kick. If you add a stump at the bottom, it's a Russian stump kick. Yeah, that's a Russian stump kick. Stump to the leg and stump on the foot. All this can be considered front kick because they all come from front. They all aim pretty much down the center line, but they look so different and they come out with different cues. So don't let yourself get lulled into thinking front kick is lift your knee, stump forward. Okay? Even the forward stump kick, some people will hit with the heel, and some people will hit with the ball of the foot. And if they have shoes on, I know a lot of you are, especially those of you who have been doing your karate and your MMA, will say, "Oh, that's stupid. Why would you hit with the ball of the foot? That you're going to hurt your toe." Not so if the person is training in a street combative style like Krav Maga, where you're encouraged to wear shoes. If you have never tried that, next time when you practice your forward kick, your front kick, put your steel toe boots on and try to hit with the heel versus hitting with the toe or the front part of your foot, and you tell me which one is more effective. I'll guarantee you that the front part is way more effective when you got boots on. So now that we cleared that out, we talked a little bit about the different kind of front kick and their makeup. Let me play a little game with a sighted audience because I know there's still going to be some people that say it's so obvious. You can see this coming very easily, right? If I'm just standing here and I need you, I want you to watch when I throw that kick. Yes, it might be very easy, right? So let's make it a little bit more realistic. For the next section, this is a game for my sighted audience. Keep your hands above your head. Lift your arm like you're surrendering. Whenever you see I'm about to kick, bring your hand down by your belly button and clap them together. Right? That's all I need you to do. Right? Keep your hand up, and when you think I'm going to kick, bring your hand down and clap your hand. Very simple motion. It shouldn't take hardly any effort, hardly any time at all. We're going to do this 3 times, and let's see how fast you can react. Be honest with yourself. If that was me throwing a real kick at you, would you have blocked it? Would you have been able to react to it in time? And keep in mind, I am not considered a fast kicker. I'm a very strong kicker, but I'm not considered a fast kicker. So if you have problem even blocking my kick, then blocking other people's kick on the street in a self-defense scenario is pretty much a no-no. All right? Are we ready? Then let's go. Keep your hand up above your head, and when you think I'm going to kick, then you put your hand down. I bet most of you missed that one, didn't you? Yeah, because I'm distracting you when I'm talking. I'm also moving about because this is what's going to happen out there. The person not going to just stand here but still and then throw the kick. The person most likely is standing around, moving the leg, and the kick like that, right? Most of the time that's going to be happening, right? So those are 3 kicks, very casual, and like I said, I'm not even considered a very fast kicker. But I would say most of you probably had problem with those 3 kicks. If you were in person, ask yourself, did you clap in time? Did you get your arm down in time before my kick? Right? That's why front kicks are very difficult to deal with because a person can throw them out really quickly and with relative amount of force. So let's talk about what not to do when you try to block a front kick. Number one, and most important, is don't block it. Okay? Don't block it. This is something that I repeat again and again and again to my students because it's so counterintuitive. When you think of someone's heavy foot is coming towards you, coming towards you, coming towards you, your instinct is to block it with your hand. That instinct is what's going to get you really, really hurt. Okay? Never try to block someone's leg or foot with your hand or wrist, not even your forearm. Okay? It's not going to work. It's not going to end well for you. In sparring, maybe. Okay? In light drill, maybe, when we are not going that hard. Okay? When we are doing it in class, when I'm going like, hooey, I'm going, hooey. Okay? That's okay. You can block that with your hand because I'm not putting any force into that. But if we're in a committed kind of combat situation where I'm stomping with all my weight into that, and if I have shoes on, you do not want to put your hand in there. Okay? So that's number one. Do not block with your hand. Uh, Now, you can try to redirect it or parry it with your hand or arm. That's still not ideal because if you mistime that, if you get the wrong timing, you're still going to get your hand broken. But at least if you get a good timing, if your timing is good, intersecting it is okay. What do I mean by intersecting it? So when the leg is coming up, don't put your hand in the way to stop it, right? Your hand is going to get broken. Even if you use your knuckle and your knuckle meets the shin, your knuckle is going to get broken, right? If the person got steel toe boots on, you definitely don't want to meet it with your hand, right? Your hand is going to get broken, your arm is going to get broken. So, what instead, I wish I have someone here to throw the kick for me, but I hope you guys get what I mean. When the kick is coming, wait until it's extended and then block it or hit it with your hand from the side or from the top. But you need for the kick to be finished moving, not have your hand there when you come out. Okay, that's going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt the person. But if you time it right and the leg is out and you block it to the side with your hand, that's fine. That is okay because it has no momentum already. But that is very hard to time because most people will not leave their foot out there for you to do that. Most people, when they kick, going to be repeated kicking or they'll pull back, right? Number two, even if you really have to get your hand in there for some reason, let's say you can't break the habit, you just always get your hand in there when someone's trying to kick you. Make sure you keep your hand in a fist. Don't open your hand. This is not a movie, okay? Don't go like, psh, right? Don't do this open hand sweeping thing, okay? Because why? This actually happened to me. It's very embarrassing. Um, when you have your hand open, yes, it looks super cool, and it look like you're some Shaolin Kung Fu monk, where someone's coming for this hard kick, and then you go brush it to the side, right? That looks really cool. Again, that only works if it's choreographed or it's really light drill. If the person's kicking for real and you mistime that, the shin or the foot is going to jam your finger right back, jam your thumb. You're going to end up with broken finger, broken thumb. You're not going to finish the fight after that. Okay? So keep your hand in a fist. So even if your timing is off, the most is going to happen is your knuckles getting busted, right? But your knuckles will be a lot stronger. Your fist, hopefully you've been conditioning your fist. Your fist have been, yeah, they are a lot stronger than your open hand finger. If you miss your timing and the foot come up like this, and your finger is in the way, yeah, oh, the finger just got broken right there. So don't use your hand to block, and even if you do, if you can't break the habit, make sure to close your hand. Okay? Close your hand. And another thing, always block from the side. Again, if you have to use your hand, block side, inside, outside. Inside, outside. And what am I doing? I'm not just standing here facing the person, blocking, blocking. No. Okay? The whole point is your body should be moving. Okay? Inside, outside. Okay? I'm twisting my body in line. If I'm blocking outside, if my left arm is coming across to the right, my body is twisting to the right. If I'm blocking out to the left, my body twisting to the left. Okay? Always move your body with the direction you're blocking, especially when it comes to kicks. So, now that I told you what not to do, what should you do? Like I said earlier, it's not complicated. Defeating front kick, no matter what kind of front kick, there is basically two things to keep in mind. You pick your own preferred method, but there's two things to keep in mind. You either shuffle back or you move in. Now, the moving in sounds really stupid, right? Some people say, well, I'm not going to move in when someone's trying to kick me. But keep this in mind. If your timing is good, if you are quick on your feet, and if you twist your body so you redirect the kick. So if the kick comes straight at my chest or stomach, right? If I'm standing here and square to the person and the kick comes, it's going to be a solid contact. But if the kick comes, even if it's aimed at my groin, let's say the person do a groin stomp, right? If the person comes down the center line and I turn my body sideways, that leg is going to glide past my body. And now I'm inside the guard. Okay, good luck pulling your leg back because now I'm in and I'm going to be start hitting and tripping and kicking you myself, right? So moving in is a good way to deal with it because once you are in, it's very hard for them to kick you unless they just want to start throwing knee strikes and stuff like that. Okay, those are other things you have to worry about. But if you want to engage, if you don't want to, if you don't want them to use those big, powerful stomps and kicks, then get close to them. They won't be able to do that. Okay. Now the other way, like I said, is to get out of range, and this is surprisingly easy, right? Um, Most people, their kick, the effective distance is either almost fully extended or fully extended. So when the leg is still bent like this, I'm using my arm so you guys can see better. Let's say this is the leg, okay, kicking forward like that, right? When it's still halfway, less than halfway bent like this, it doesn't have a lot of force, right? It doesn't have a lot of force. All the force is near the end of the extension. So when the leg is almost straight, this is where all the force is. Pow! Okay? When it comes all the way straight. Right? So about this much. So for the whole duration of the kick, about 5 inches, 6 inches near the end. That's effective range. In here, close to the body, no good. It's not going to be very strong. Out here, very strong. Okay? Away from the body, very strong. But watch this. So here is very strong. I put my hand within the effective range, very strong, very hard to stop. If I just move my hand back about 2 inches, hardly any force at all, right? If I just move my hand back as soon as it made contact, then the kick is wasting a lot of energy. It's not hurting me. Okay, so once you get inside that effective range, you're safe. Once you get outside that effective range, you're safe. Okay, and that effective range is only about 6 inches. So which means for most people, that movement either in or out, right? In or out. Tiny hop backward will get you out of reach. Quick shuffle in will get you inside at reach. That's all it takes to break any kind of front kick. Okay, I don't care what kind of front kick it is. Down here, stomping for the leg, throwing into the groin, stomping for the groin, forward snap kick, any kind of this. It doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. As long as you either choose in or out. Just that 6 inches of difference, you will break that kick. Now, before we go, I want to address this too, and this is not just limited to front kick. This is to most kind of kick. A lot of people like to do the cool grab the leg and do a takedown thing. That is something that I highly recommend you not do, especially in a real fight, in a real combat. In drills, in sparring, sure, because if you fail, then the only thing that's going to happen is you get humiliated. In a real fight, you're going to get hurt really bad. Why? Because most people will not throw kicks in a real fight. Keep that in your mind. Most people, even really accomplished fighters, are not going to throw kicks in the real fight. I talked about before the application of kicking and self-defense. It just doesn't really calculate, doesn't really compute. It takes a lot of energy, and you don't accomplish a lot. There's high risk of messing up. So kicking is one of those things that just not very effective in the real fight, unless, and here comes the unless, here comes the but. Sometimes you will run into people who kick in the real fight, and those people they kick for one of two reasons. One, they're really new at this. They just graduated Taekwondo. They got a black belt in Taekwondo, and they really think that real fight is like Taekwondo competition. Okay, now those are obvious. Those people, you don't need to do anything too complicated. Just keep jabbing them in the face with your fist, moving in, moving in, moving in. Okay, that's all you take to break them. Okay, nothing complicated at all. You don't need to do the leg grabbing thing. But if you run into the second kind of people that kick, they kick because that is what they're really good at. Okay, that is their uh, basically once the trump card up their sleeve. Their kicking is what gets them to win the fight every single time. They might be professional kickboxers. They might be professional savant fighters, or in various other kickboxing kind of sports. Right? These people, they kick because that's what they're best at. And you do not want to grab their leg because they already know what they're going to do. You're not going to be the first person to have tried that. And most likely, many people have tried that before with them, grab their leg, okay? And they have a contingency plan for that already. And those contingency plans sometimes hurts a lot, worse than their kick, okay? So you do not want to grab their leg and try to take them down because they know how to deal with that. You're going to set yourself up for something very painful. For example, because I have people try to take me down by my leg a lot in sparring, in matches, in competitions, in real fight. I always know what I'm going to do. when someone grab my leg, I'm setting them up for it. A lot of time I'll even throw a very slow, very sloppy kick in there just so they would grab my leg. Because for me, the moment you grab my leg, I know where you are at. That's like a gift to a blind fighter like myself. Me knowing where you are. Doesn't matter if I'm grabbing you or you're grabbing me. The moment there's contact, I know where you are. I throw that kick, you grab my leg, I jump in and drive my thumb into your eye. Right? I told you, it's going to hurt a lot more than that kick when the people that doing the kicking go into the contingency plan. Right? So, rather than try to get fancy by grabbing the leg, shuffle in, shuffle out. Right? Shuffle out, stay out of reach, shuffle in and kick them back. Okay, when you kick them back, where do you kick them? Well, that is really up to you. But let me give you two things you can do when you engage. Usually, if someone's throwing kicks at me, I'm going to move my body in and either stomp the knee of their standing leg, or more direct, when someone throws kicks at me, I turn my body, shuffle in, the leg that's closer to them comes straight up into their groin. Okay, it's a very sneaky groin kick that works almost every time if someone tries to kick me. When they throw that kick, right into the groin. They throw that kick right into the groin. No problems whatsoever. Fight's over. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow for some Wisdom Wednesday. For now, have a good night.